Peace to everybody. I found a article that's called in Wikipedia, and of course, Wikipedia, you can find it on Google. And this one's about perjury. Now, I've been keeping up with Wade Robson and James Safechuck that they both have been lying about Michael Jackson allegedly sexually abusing them, and that was not true. The documentary Leaving Neverland was a one-sided documentary. Wade Robson, James Safechuck, they never told the truth about nothing. Dan Reed, who is the director, he totally edited the entire documentary, making it a two-part documentary, part one and part two. And of course, with Wade Robson and James Safechuck, I do not believe a word they say. So the other day, I went onto somebody's channel to watch Chase the Truth. That is a good documentary to watch. And since I exposed Pablo Pips, who says, oh, well, he did this and did that. Well, first of all, he has no evidence whatsoever that Michael did anything to Wade Robson and James Safechuck, so he can't come with receipts on nothing. I can, because I do a lot of research, and there's nothing he can say or do about it because his opinion doesn't matter to me. Perjury is the international act of swearing a false oath or falsifying an affirmation to tell the truth, whether spoken or in writing, concerning matters material to an official proceeding. So the only time Wade Robson had told the truth was in 2005. He swore under oath to tell the truth, and he did. He said that Michael Jackson never did anything to him. That was the only truth he told during that time. Years later, Wade Robson comes out and said, well, he did this and did that. Now, he made a false accusations about Michael Jackson's allegedly sexually abusing him, and that was not true. And of course, that set James Safechuck trigger warning on it, allegedly. And of course, both of them had never stopped lying since then, because they lied they perjured themselves. They lied under oath, perjuring themselves, saying, oh, well, Michael did this and Michael did that. Not true at all. In some jurisdictions, contrary to popular misconception, no crime has occurred when a false statement is initially or unintentionally made while under oath or subject to penalty. If there's no crime committed whatsoever, and there's no anything else that has been done, then they're under oath to, or subject to penalty. And that's what they did. They did a penalty by lying, saying, oh, Michael sexually abused me, this and that. No, not true at all. It never happened, because there's no police reports whatsoever. None. Because Michael Jackson has never done anything. All he did was give love to the children who are sick and they needed help, and he was the only one that could do that. Instead, criminal culpability attaches only at the instant the declarant falsely asserts the truth of statements made or be made that are material to the outcome of the proceedings. So that's what happened. It was falsely asserts the truth of statements and, of course, the outcome of the proceedings. So this is why everybody thinks, well, Michael did do this. No, they don't know the truth. They have not seen the documentary Chase the Truth, because that's where the real truth is. And, of course, it's the documentary is like 1 hour just about, and then, and of course, all the truth is there. This is why Wade Robson and James Safechuck got exposed in that documentary, because of one person had exposed everything. It was Matt Lattice. He's the one that exposed all the lies that came out of those two. He even Matt Lattice said himself that Wade Robson and James Safechuck are lying money grabbers. Those are the key words. Lying money grabbers. For example, it is not perjury to lie about one's age, except if age is a fact material to influencing the legal result, such as eligibility for old age, retirement benefits, or whether a person was of an age to have legal capacity. The example, it is not perjury to lie about one's age. Well, I don't know why it's not perjury, but I think to me it is, because if you lied about your age and all saying this and that, then something's wrong with you, because people lie about their age all the time and they're not who they think they are. And of course, in fact, material to influencing the legal results, such as eligibility for old age retirement benefits. So people be lying a lot, and this is what James Safechuck and Wade Robson did. They lied and perjured themselves on that one-sided documentary, Leaving Neverland. Perjury is considered a serious offense, as it can be used to usurp the power of the courts, resulting in miscarriages of justice. And that's what happened. It is a serious offense. And this is why you can never get the truth out of Wade Robson and James Safechuck right now, because they lied. And unfortunately, Leaving Neverland got 5 Emmy nominations for it, which I don't think it deserves it. It really don't deserve it. If anything, Chase the Truth deserves the 5 Emmy nominations, because the truth is there. In the United States, for example, the general perjury statute under federal law classifies perjury as a felony and provides for a prison sentence of up to 5 years. Why 5 years? It should be more than that. Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they should be in jail right now, because they lied so much and they don't realize it's a felony. I mean, how can you just sit there and lie and say, oh, well, he did this and did that, when nothing happened? There was never a police report. If there was, where is it? Where is the police report? There is none. The California Penal Code allows for perjury to be a capital offense in cases causing wrongful execution, perjury which caused the wrongful execution of another, or in the pursuit of causing the wrongful execution of another, is respectfully construed as murder or attempted murder, and is normally itself punishable by execution in countries that retain the death penalty. Well, we're not talking about murder here. We're talking about the alleged sexual abuse. So we're not talking about murder. No. They had made wrongful accusations about Michael Jackson. That's what they did. And they don't even realize that it's a serious federal offense, and they can get 5 years in prison for that. Seriously. And I just really wish somebody would call them out and just let them know, hey, look, you're lying. Michael never did this and never did that. And of course, everybody's defending Michael Jackson because they know the truth, that he never did anything to those two. Perjury is considered a felony in most U.S. states as well as most Australian states, and Queensland under Section 124 of the Queensland Criminal Code Act 1899. Perjury is punishable by up to life in prison if it is committed to procure an innocent person for a crime that is punishable by life in prison. However, prosecutions for perjury are rare. Well, okay, I forget which one of them. I think it's James Safechuck or Wade Robson. One of them is from Australia, literally. And of course, he can get into a lot of trouble for that. I mean, seriously, Queensland Criminal Code Act 1899, perjury is punishable by up to life in prison. Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. That they can get life in prison. But with these two gentlemen, I don't know. I mean, seriously, I can never believe anything they say because it's all a lie. In some countries, such as France and Italy, suspects cannot be heard under oath or affirmation, and so cannot commit perjury, regardless of what they say during their trial. So France and Italy, suspects cannot be heard. They're not allowed to talk under oath or affirmation and cannot commit perjury. So regardless of what they say during the trial. So in other words, if they try to say something, they're going to be lying. And of course they don't want to hear it because, just about everywhere it is a federal offense and it's illegal to tell a lie when you have to tell the truth under oath. But with Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they really did a lot of committing perjury on themselves. They told on themselves. The rules for perjury also apply when a person has made a statement under penalty of perjury, even if the person has not been sworn or affirmed as a witness before an appropriate official. An example is the U.S. income tax return, which by law must be signed as true and correct under penalty of perjury. Federal tax law provides criminal penalties of up to 3 years in prison for violation of the tax return perjury statute. So if you falsely make federal tax things, then yeah, you're going to go to jail for 3 years for that. And of course, it's just really terrible that people have to lie and perjure themselves. Statements that entail an interpretation of fact are not perjury because people often draw inaccurate conclusions unwittingly or make honest mistakes without the intent to deceive. Alright, so Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they really did a whole lot of damage by dragging Michael Jackson's name through the mud, saying, oh, he did this and did that, and of course draw inaccurate conclusions. And they have made false allegations against him. Individuals may have honest but mistaken beliefs about certain facts, or their recollection may be inaccurate, or may have a different perception of what is the accurate way to state the truth, like most other crimes in the common law system. To be convinced to be convicted, of perjury, one must have had the intention to commit the act and to have actually committed the act. Further statements that are facts cannot be considered perjury, even if they might arguably constitute an omission, and it is not perjury to lie about matters that are immaterial to the legal proceedings. Well, Michael Jackson's not here to defend himself anymore, so but with people defending him, yes, they're going to say, well, he never did this, so we all know the real truth. But with Wade Robson and James Safechuck, everybody wants to run to them and say, oh, well, we believe you, da-da-da. No, you should never believe Wade Robson and James Safechuck. It is a total lie what they have done. They perjured themselves, and they have committed a whole lot of crime with that. In the United States, Kenya, Scotland, and several other English-speaking Commonwealth nations, subordination of perjury, which is attempting to induce another person to commit perjury, is itself a crime. So if somebody tried to do something else and then they get that person to commit perjury, then that other person can get in trouble as well. So either way, they cannot tell lies. But what happened was they lied and they perjured themselves. So they telling on themselves, well, Michael did this and Michael did that. When they know the truth, they never ever got sexually abused by Michael whatsoever. So they telling on themselves. This is why they're making up lies. It's all a setup. It was all about the money the whole time that these two had lied about. And they say, oh, well, they're survivors. Survivors of what? Lying? Because that's what they seem to be. Liars. There is no way that these two are going to keep getting away with it once somebody calls them out. As long as people are calling them out, saying that they're lying, and of course Wade Robson and James Safechuck are going to keep firing back, obviously, but you know, the truth is out there that Michael never did anything to them. And if people would watch Chase the Truth is right there. Then you'll know the truth that Michael never did anything, but instead people want to go with want to believe leaving Neverland like a bunch of dummies. Then you know what? Then they're just as crazy as those two are. Watch Chase the Truth. The whole truth is right there. It's a 1-hour documentary that Matt Lightis had done. And of course, Michael Jackson's bodyguard at the time, he told the truth that Michael never did anything. So, you know, I mean, there's no way Wade Robson and James Safechuck are going to really keep doing this much longer, because, you know, everybody's going to get sick of them lying, saying they did this and did that. And of course, you know, I don't believe anything they say. Leave your comments below. I am out.